So I need to talk about something that's been genuinely bothering me. And I know that sounds dramatic, but hear me out. Food TikTok has officially lost the plot. Like, we've gone from, hey, here's a cool recipe, to I'm gonna make a burrito inside a Pringle can while my LED lights sync to Drake. And I think we need to have an intervention. Because at some point between the feta pasta and whatever dystopian creation I saw this morning, we collectively agreed that normal food just doesn't hit anymore? And I have questions. Let me paint you a picture. I opened TikTok yesterday, mistake number one, and the first thing on my For You page was someone making a healthy pizza using a tortilla, Greek yogurt, and what I can only describe as a crime against mozzarella. And here's the thing, it had 4.2 million likes. Million, with an M. Meanwhile, my mom's been making actual incredible food for decades, and she can barely get my dad to say, this is good, without him immediately going back to his phone. The math ain't mathin'. So let's start with the obvious problem. Half these recipes aren't recipes, they're just crimes with plating. I saw someone dead serious make pizza out of a bell pepper, and they cut it in half, filled it with pizza toppings, and then had the audacity to call it pizza. That's not pizza, my heart, that's a stuffed pepper with an identity crisis. Your Italian grandmother is rolling in her grave and she's not even dead yet. And don't even get me started on the healthy swaps epidemic. Instead of sugar, use dates. Okay, cool. But now my cookies taste like I'm eating the Sahara Desert. Swap your burger bun for lettuce. Why? Why would I do that? Who hurt you? The worst part is they always film it like it's some groundbreaking discovery. Like zoom in, dramatic pause. Guys, you can use cauliflower instead of rice. Yeah, Linda, we know. We've known since 2015. You're not a food scientist, you just have a Vitamix and too much time. But here's where it gets really unhinged, the everything content. You know what I'm talking about. I made pancakes, but the pan is a giant cookie and I cooked it with a hairdryer. No, you didn't. You wasted food for views. There's a difference between cooking and performing arts, and TikTok has blurred that line so hard we can't see it anymore. Then we have the aesthetic girlies. And listen, I love a good looking meal. I have eyes. But at what point did we decide that if your food doesn't look like it belongs in a Ghibli film, it's basically garbage? I've seen people spend 45 minutes arranging their smoothie bowl with edible flowers and bee pollen and chia seeds in concentric circles. And then they don't even eat it. They just take pictures of it. The smoothie bowl exists purely for the gram at this point. It's not food anymore, it's a prop. And the butter boards? Can we talk about butter boards? Someone really looked at a stick of butter, smeared it on wood, threw some herbs at it, and said, this is an appetizer. That's not an appetizer. That's just butter with extra steps. You're telling me you're gonna scrape butter off a board with your bread like some sort of medieval peasant? In 2026? The sourdough era was bad enough. Everyone became a bread influencer overnight, talking about their starter like it was their child. But at least that was actual baking. Now we're just vibing with increasingly unhinged presentation methods. But you wanna know what really grinds my gears? The people who make a 60-second video and spend 55 seconds talking about their life story. So before I show you how to make this grilled cheese, let me tell you about my childhood, my dog, my favorite color, the weather in Manitoba, and my opinion on the French Revolution. Bro, it's bread and cheese. I don't need your autobiography. Just show me the recipe. And they know what they're doing. They're holding the recipe hostage for watch time. It's manipulative. It's psychological warfare. And the worst part, it works. I've sat through someone's entire morning routine just to learn they put garlic powder in their ramen. Groundbreaking stuff. Or the people who are like, this recipe is so easy, just 5 ingredients. And then the ingredients are 1 cup of this organic specialty flour I get imported from a small village in Tuscany, some saffron threads blessed by monks, tears of a unicorn. Like, be serious. Normal people are trying to make dinner with what's in their fridge, not go on a scavenger hunt across 3 Whole Foods. Okay, but let's discuss the trends that physically don't make sense. The nature cereal thing? Coconut water, pomegranate seeds, and ice. That's not cereal, that's just expensive sadness in a bowl. You're telling me you wake up and choose to eat that instead of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I don't believe you. You're lying for the aesthetic. Healthy Coke, balsamic vinegar, and sparkling water. That's not Coke. That's not even close to Coke. That's just carbonated salad dressing, and you need to stop lying to yourself. And remember when everyone was putting instant coffee, sugar, and milk in a jar and shaking it for 10 minutes to make whipped coffee? Your arm was tired. You were sweating. All for what? A slightly frothy beverage you could have just bought at Starbucks for the same price as your therapy bill from the repetitive strain injury? The internet just collectively decided that normal food is boring, so now we have to chaos engineer our meals to feel something. But the absolute worst trend, and I'm gonna say it, is the I ate like a celebrity for a day videos. Nobody cares that Bella Hadid eats a single almond for breakfast. That's not aspirational, that's concerning. You don't need to eat like a supermodel whose job requires her to be 15% body fat. You need to eat like a person who wants to function and not pass out at 2 p.m. Here's the thing though, and I'm gonna be real with you for a second. Food TikTok has made cooking feel inaccessible. Like, you open the app wanting a quick dinner idea, and you leave feeling like unless you have a ring light, 47 matching bowls, and the ability to julienne a carrot in 0.3 seconds, you might as well just order Chipotle. And that's sad, because cooking should be fun. It should be easy. It should be, I'm hungry and I have these ingredients, let's make something happen. Not, I need to film myself poaching an egg in the shape of a swan while explaining the socioeconomic implications of brunch culture. The algorithm has turned food into content instead of, food, the thing we need to survive. We've optimized it for views instead of taste, and now we have people microwaving feta cheese and marinara sauce and calling it baked feta pasta, even though nothing was baked. The lies. So what do? How do we fix food TikTok? Honestly, I don't know if we can. The algorithm wants what the algorithm wants, and apparently what it wants is someone deep frying a stick of butter wrapped in a Hot Pocket. But maybe, and hear me out, we just start cooking normal food again? Groundbreaking concept, I know. Make the pasta, don't make it content. Make the sandwich, don't film it from 17 angles with a slow motion mayo spread, just eat food, like humans. And if you do want to make content, cool. But maybe the content can be, here's a recipe that actually works and won't make you question reality. Anyway, that's my TED Talk on why food TikTok has gone off the rails. If you made it this far, you're either equally fed up, pun intended, or you're one of the people making bell pepper pizza and you're mad at me now. Either way, drop a comment if you've seen an unhinged food trend that lives rent-free in your head, because I know you have. I'm gonna go make some regular scrambled eggs now, without filming them, like a psychopath. See you in the next one. Peace.